Okay.
Now, live from the Blind Ninja Studios in Western Wisconsin, a show with no purpose, hosted by experts at drinking, and they're almost definitely wearing pants. It's time for the Department of Offense.
Welcome to episode 220 of the Department of Defense. I'm your host, Casey. Joining me as always is Carlos.
Yeah, I'm here.
And Matt.
Hello.
And nobody else. 'Cause
Whoa.
everyone else died in the snowstorm. Or so I'm told.
Well, at least we won't have to bury them until spring.
Hey.
This is true. Before we get too deep here, a few note things that we got to take care of at the top here. First of all, I want to give a shout out to our patrons. If you'd like to become a patron, head over to patreon.com/blindstudios and become a patron today. Also, if you're going to do any Amazon shopping, head over to blindstudios.com, click on the Amazon link at the bottom of our homepage, do your Amazon shopping as normal, and then we get a bit of a kickback from Amazon. Really helps us out. Super easy for you to do. Also, we are now streaming live on Twitch. This show, every Sunday, will be live at 6 p.m. or 6 p.m.-ish, hopefully. And I guess with that, we can kind of do another announcement where we are starting a new show in a week. In 8 days.
8 days.
8 days. In 8 days, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, we will be launching the Legends of Lothos.
The Legends of Lothos.
The Legends of Lothos, which is going to be
Second guessing yourself there a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's still new. We don't even have like all the artwork and stuff done yet. We're getting close. But yeah, that's going to be a live play show, or Dungeons and Dragons show that's going to happen weekly. Should be pretty entertaining. We're hopefully going to have some ways for you guys to interact and maybe change the outcome of the story a little bit.
Ooh.
All right. So yeah. Also, this is our first Twitch stream. So if you're listening to this on Twitch and you see any like weird things or things that we can do to improve, please let us know so we can tweak things as we go along here, because this is kind of a new realm for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah. So, Carlos, what have you been up to, man?
Oh, do I have my own dedicated camera over here?
We do have Carlos
Tonight-
cam.
I have my own camera for some reason.
Tonight, anyway.
Tonight you do.
This last week, not a lot. Just homework, and then I ran a D&D game on Friday night.
Yeah, sure
This
did.
one was not on Twitch, but it was recorded for our podcast. So that was fun. You guys did stuff.
Well,
And-
we did do stuff and things.
Yeah.
That
We
I do
laughed a
know.
lot.
There was a lot of
It
chuckles.
was a very comical.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was like, I don't know, when you get the entire group together like that, shenanigans happen, and it doesn't happen very often. So
We ended up playing a little past midnight before we finished.
Before we finished.
Yeah.
Was I not here for that?
No, we finished. You were here for
it was like
finish.
12:30 when we
Yeah.
finished.
Oh, past midnight. I thought you guys played a game after we got done. I was like, what is
No,
it called?
no.
Past midnight? I got you.
No, I probably went right to sleep
Yeah,
afterwards.
I actually did too. Yeah.
No, I did not actually, because I watched. I haven't finished watching the season 1 of The Tick, but because they put the other half of the season 1 up on Amazon, so I watched a couple episodes of that before sleeping, and that was pretty good so far. I haven't finished it, so I don't know how it ends, but
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
All right. Matt, what have you been up to, man?
Chili contest's finally done. That's good. Don't have to worry about that anymore, and I can focus on Legends of Lothos.
Right. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Focus on the important things.
The important things. Otherwise, yeah, I've just been designing for that and making a new T-shirt for Amazon stuff.
Okay.
I don't think I watched American Horror Story the latest season. It was pretty terrible. It was very political and kind of dumb. It was cults was the theme. So
You would think that would make it a fun season.
No, they focused on Trump being elected, and I don't know.
That's irritating.
Yeah,
like, I don't
'cause
mean,
it came out like right when the election, or, like the announcement happened
Yeah.
or something. So then it was all kind of, oh no, and yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that good.
just
It really
everything
wasn't.
kind of being like blarg.
Yeah, yeah. Evan Peters was good in it. He was the cult leader. He's the one that's in all the seasons of it, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's about all I did with my life. Yep.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. What did I do this past week? Worked on Legends of Lothos stuff, trying to get everything squared away. We painted. We painted the studio. You can see it now. It's no longer cement walls. We now have wood walls, which we've had for about a month now. But now we have colors on those walls. Got some green and some blue. Really kind of brightens it up down here. Makes it feel less dungeony, I guess, is the...
And we'll have another light down here. What, it broke?
Yeah, we had
Wah,
an issue
wah,
with the
wah.
light, so I gotta
What
do
did
that
it?
again.
Did
The
the
one,
fuse?
yeah, the one you guys just fixed.
Yep. Yeah, so I gotta refix that light again. So maybe fix it a little bit more properly this time.
You just solder everything then.
I don't think
Stop.
that's how. I don't think that's how. Any
That's
of this
how it
works.
works.
I don't-
That's how
no,
soldering
I don't-
works.
No. But yeah. So. See, other than that, I'm trying to think what else may have gone on. That's. Oh yeah, no, I got incredibly intoxicated yesterday at the chili contest.
Well, you were hanging out with all the Pitchfork guys.
I was
so.
hanging out with the Pitchfork guys, pounding beers.
Pounding
left and right.
Pitchfork beer.
Yep. And then we went to other bars, I think. Yeah.
Swinging Bridge.
Went to Swinging Bridge, then we went to
Lazy.
Lazy, and then we went back to Emma's.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
And then Peter and Dan ventured onward
Yep. Yeah, then I went for a stroll home.
in the blizzard.
In the blizzard. And 2 girls picked me up.
Yeah. Good
and
job.
brought me home.
However, you were too intoxicated to get any of their numbers.
Yeah, no, I screwed up. Like, they fell into my lap, and...
That's true. They very much so just fell in your lap there.
And I was too drunk to do anything about it.
Especially because it's pretty rare that anybody just, hey, you want to ride home?
I know. They're like,
I mean,
needed a sober wingman at that point.
it was very shitty weather last night, so that was very nice.
It was very nice of them. Though the walk was kind of nice. Not gonna lie.
I do like that kind of snowfall. It's
Yeah.
very nice. But the fact that the sidewalks were not plowed at all or
Yeah.
shoveled, that
Yeah.
wasn't
Well,
fun.
and then I run out of sidewalk
Yeah.
halfway home anyway. So,
Uh,
but yeah, no. So that was fun. Then I watched Somebody Feed Phil, I think is what it was called, on Netflix today. Somebody
once told me.
Feed Phil. Yes, yeah. On Netflix, it stars Everybody Loves Raymond creator Phil Rosenthal.
Oh, okay.
And he goes to like Thailand and Vietnam. And
Oh, so it's a foodie show.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know, it was just really interesting because he has like straight up raw enthusiasm, which I thought was really cool. Like he's just like and just dad jokes, and it's just like it's like this pasty white dude who doesn't have the suaveness of Anthony Bourdain. So
It's literally just your average Joe
like,
going out.
There was he was in Lisbon, he was in Israel, at Tel Aviv, and he went to the mall and just like got a plate of cookies and started like approaching groups of old women to see if he could sit down and have coffee with them. Like,
Did you succeed?
yeah, and then he was like he pointed at the other group of old women who wouldn't let him join them, and like then he tried to get the 2 groups of old women to like
Yeah.
join each other and become friends, and
Did they?
no,
Oh.
they're all angry Jewish ladies.
True.
Like
What station is this on?
it's on Netflix.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up a picture of him quick. I want to see what this guy looks like.
There's 8 episodes, and I think I have 2 left. So yeah. No, the Vietnam one looked really cool. Like there's some really good looking food in there. As I was eating my crappy pizza, I was like, "Well, this is stupid. I want that. I want that food." Carlos warned me that
Yeah.
was
Whenever
gonna
I
happen.
watch all those, it's like, oh, please, I just want that food around here.
Right? Yeah, they were eating some banh mi in Saigon, and I was like, I want banh mi now.
Oh.
Your Pizza Hut wasn't good enough for you, huh?
No, Carlos, it's Pizza Hut. It is never good enough for anything.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Stupid. All right.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy before. Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently has another food show on PBS or something that
Okay.
he did before this one. But all right.
Oh, I watched the Exporting Raymond documentary. That's what I.
Oh, when they did the Jewish version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Russian version, I think it was. Wasn't it?
That was a Jewish version. I thought they did one in Jerusalem.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was Russian. I
Maybe
don't
it's a Jewish Russian one.
Yep, Russia.
know. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
All right, Carlos, crack open that beer.
All right, let's.
Woo!
So this is from. Wait, is it just from the? Is the beer company just Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout?
Yeah. So it's like the Kentucky.
Or like is Kentucky the actual brand?
I think Kentucky's the brand, or Kentucky, or oh wait, no, it's Alltex Lexington Brewing and Distilling, Co. So that's the brand. I do not have a description. I need to find a description. Kentucky.
For some reason, I feel like this is gonna taste like root beer, but I'm gonna be sadly disappointed. I guess I really want a root beer right now.
Dude, I wanted root beer too. I had that. I ordered root beer with my pizza.
So you got 2 liter of A&W upstairs?
No, it was just a small one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
Otherwise, I would drink the entire thing. I don't need that much sugar in my life.
Yeah, I did root beer too.
It does kind of remind me of root beer.
All right. Okay, here we go. I got it. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout builds on the success of its barrel-aged brother, the beloved Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout is brewed and aged with Alltech Cafe Citadel Haitian coffee and aged in world-famous Kentucky bourbon barrels. The result is a complex stout with dark roasted malts, hints of caramel and vanilla, and a lightly roasted coffee finish. Pairing suggestions. Big, intense dishes, roast beef, lamb, or game. Ooh, now I want lamb.
I had a roast beef sandwich before I came. I should have waited.
Should have
to eat
waited.
that.
Rich, moderately aged cheese, chocolate peanut butter desserts, anything with toasted coconut.
I could go for some of those foods now.
Right. This is 8% ABV, 18 IBUs, hops, EKG, 2-row, caramel 60, chocolate malt, and carapils. It says lightly sweet notes of coffee, vanilla, caramel, toffee, and oak. Light roasted coffee finish. Here, now we have a lot more information about the beer. I don't think we needed all that, but we have it now. It's very important.
It doesn't have a lot of smell to it. Or else my nose is still fucked up from yesterday.
Carlos?
Pretty good. Just got a like kind of a dark chocolate taste to it.
All right, Matt?
I think it's delicious. It does have that little tiny bit of coffee at the end of it.
It's-
Otherwise, I taste like the vanilla and some
It's
chocolate.
very sweet.
I like it.
I can see why you'd want it like with a salty meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. On its own, like it's just, it's a little rich. If that makes
I think
sense, it's
It's because I want a root beer. Some root beer's really rich.
right. And so you're just like, I just want sugar. There's not a whole lot of complexity to it. It's basically vanilla and coffee
It's very easy drinking.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
for an 8%
Yeah.
stout. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Carlos, give me a number. Give me a number.
I'm gonna give it a 7. It's pretty solid. I think it's pretty
Carlos,
solid.
you should bottle cam it. Yeah, because we got a camera now. You can bottle cam it.
What, you can't bottle cam it on yours? You gotta use my dedicated camera. This is my camera. I don't.
still trying to get the angles right. That way. Good?
It looks
Yeah,
like
that's good, man. That's good. There's a delay on the stream. Like, I'm checking the stream here, and I was like, why isn't it showing up there? And then I look behind me, and it's over there.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. 7.5. Did I give my number yet? I don't
No,
know.
I don't think Carlos has given his number.
Yeah, he
yet
said a
either.
7.
Oh,
I did
okay,
seven.
And then we
Alright.
decided to bottle that.
Oh, that's right.
7.5 over here.
7.5 over there. I'm gonna give it a 5. It's okay, but I don't think I would ever buy a bottle of it again. Like, just not too sweet. Just kind of blurg.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to know if I wasn't in a sweet mood right now, what I'd think of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm also just like I'm just a little beard out.
Yeah,
and, like,
right.
Just like.
This would probably be good with some chili.
Yeah, man.
I want a bowl of chili actually because
I-
I didn't have a full bowl of chili.
I can't
yesterday.
believe I didn't eat any chili yesterday.
The best part about that is how much shit you're giving me from the year before because I told you at 1 o'clock, and now
Yep.
you were there the entire afternoon.
And didn't eat any chili.
Didn't eat any chili, and there's 24 of them this
Yeah,
year.
well, there was a lot of chili, and then there was a line, and I wasn't super hungry. Like,
It's true. After you've been drinking all day, you kind of forget that you're hungry. and then
yeah.
you just aren't hungry.
Well, then I was like, oh no, I need a pretzel. So I ate a pretzel at Swinging Bridge because I needed something in my stomach.
I think I had a wrap at Lazy. That's it. Yeah, chicken bacon ranch.
Yeah, you had food.
Yeah. You
This
guys just
one's-
wanted pool.
Well, I'm gonna get a pretzel at Pitchfork when I go this Wednesday.
Oh yeah, one of the
Because like that they just mix like because you generally like either when you get a pretzel at a place they either have like a mustard sauce or like if you're lucky a queso dip, but they decided to let's just do everything. So there's it's got it's got cheese, it's also got ranch in there, and it's also got some beer, and it's got the mustard. It's just all of that.
yeah, literally had everything.
So yeah, I gotta give that a shot.
Yeah, yeah, no, that sounds really good. They also have pizzas, but man, I don't know. Might be pizzaed out for a while.
Mhm.
Just kind of blarg on
Yep.
pizza, you know. Just it is what it is, what it is, I guess.
And now the Department of Defense presents News with Casey.
That's me. A Sheboygan man is accused of taking deputies on a chase. Investigators say the community theater actor did it because of his performance in a play. 61-year-old David Neese was originally stopped Saturday, February 10th by Sheboygan County Sheriff's deputies for a busted headlight along Highway 57 in Plymouth. They quickly realized the driver was in trouble for theft. In-house has it flagged. He is probably caused to be arrested, the officer can be heard saying. When they tried to take him into custody, investigators say Neese told them he couldn't be arrested because of his performance in a play on Sunday, and said he would turn himself in after the show. Squad dash camera shows Neese taking off. He's in a play and can't be arrested right now, the officer said. About a minute later, Neese stopped near Green Tree Road. We're not doing this again. Turn the engine off and get out of the car, the officer said. Neese didn't listen. Turn the engine off and get out of the car now, the officer could be heard shouting. Instead, Neese took off again, continuing southbound on 57. Road spikes punctured his tires, and he was finally stopped a few minutes later. Dave, turn off the engine, get out of the car now, the officer is heard saying in the video. Neese is seen exiting his vehicle and eventually walked towards the deputies. Well, I mean, he needed to be in his play.
What he should have done was parked his car, ran out, ran around a corner, and then put his acting skills to use, like pretend to be a bush or something.
Right? Well,
And
or
then they would
Just
never
like
find him.
D&D, you disguise
yeah,
yourself.
he rolled a terrible disguise check.
Well, he didn't bother.
he didn't even
He
bother.
didn't even try. What a nerd.
For a second there, I thought the story
What
was
was
going to
he,
end very badly and him getting shot for walking towards the police, but no.
What was he originally pulled over for?
Busted headlight.
And he was drunk, I'm assuming?
No.
He wasn't going to be arrested. You don't get arrested for having a busted headlight.
No, he was going to be arrested, you dummy.
Why?
Because, did you not listen to the story? Because he had a warrant out for his arrest
he
for,
had a warrant. Never
for,
mind.
for theft.
It's fine. You can have a warrant out for your arrest.
Because he didn't just get pulled over for a busted headlight and then just be like, oh, they're going to arrest me for no reason. They had a reason. And it was a good one. He stole stuff. A man called an ambulance claiming to be sick so he'd get a lift to the hospital. The patient rang Northwest Ambulance Service last night claiming he had reduced sensation in his legs and his mobility was poor. An ambulance was sent out and the man was taken to the hospital, only to admit on arrival he had faked the whole thing to go visit his friend. Northwest Ambulance Service covers a large area, including Cheshire, with this instance understood to have taken place in Greater Manchester. Sean Gerard, an EMT with Northwest Ambulance Service, said a patient rang for an ambulance last night as he had reduced sensation in his legs, mobility was poor. We took him to a hospital, only for him to then get up and walk off on arrival. He admitted he faked the whole lot just to get a lift to the hospital to see his friend.
That's a really
Wow.
expensive cab ride.
No, it's the UK.
Oh, it's UK.
Yeah. So it's probably free.
Not anymore.
Well, not for him anymore. A news tip earlier this week that reported a Confederate flag flying beneath an American flag in the Greenwood neighborhood of Seattle, Washington, was discovered to be a mistake because the red and blue striped flag was actually a Norwegian flag. The Seattle Times received the following tip from New York Times bestselling author Rebecca Morris after she believed that she saw a Confederate flag flying in her neighborhood. Hi, suddenly there is a Confederate flag flying in the front of a house in my Greenwood neighborhood. It is at the northeast corner of 92nd and Palatine, just a block west of 92nd Avenue. I would love to know what this means. But of course, I don't want to knock on their door. Maybe there are others in the area flying the flag. Maybe it's a story. Thank you. So, she's a nosy Nelly who can't even get her flags right.
Yeah.
What a dummy. However, a more thorough examination revealed that it was actually a Norwegian flag, who raised it at the start of this year's Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea, as an homage to his Norwegian-American background. His parents emigrated to the States in the mid-50s. When Morris found out that she had mistaken the flag, she pointed to the current political climate as a possible reason for her mix-up. No, you're dumb. You are dumb. That is the reason for your mix-up. They don't even look
God.
similar.
No.
They look a little like I could see why you might just jump to like a.
But the Norwegian flag is basically just a cross on a red flag.
Well, it's just like they both are crosses. It's just that this one is like that one's a flip. It's like flip 45 degrees and off center for the Norwegian flag, and has. Meanwhile, the Confederate flag has stars.
They look very.
And
But the colors are the same.
And
yeah. Just because the colors are the same doesn't mean they look similar.
Their colors are the same, and they both have the cross.
But there's blue in the Confederate flag.
Well, there's blue in the Norwegian
Yeah, there's
flag.
blue in the
Oh,
Norwegian
well
flag.
then there's also a cross and an X in a Confederate flag, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
Union Jack.
Yeah, it's just like basically flipped 45 degrees for the
Oh.
Confederate flag.
Well, she's
with
an
stars.
idiot.
Or no, it's like an X with stars.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna defend her, Carlos. She's a dummy.
Yeah, well, generally you're gonna assume if you see a flag, it's either the American flag or the Confederate flag,
Yeah.
That's not usually.
or a powerful flag sometimes.
Well, you see a lot of like NFL flags. You see a lot of like Jewish flags. You see
Pride
a lot
flags.
Of pride flags.
I don't see a lot of those.
Do you look at flags?
Not really. I can't really say I go flag watching.
My dad has 3 flags in his front yard.
I didn't know you had a single one.
So obviously Carlos is our authority on flags.
He's got a flag filter in his life. They just don't show up. It's like that episode of Black Mirror, the Archangel or whatever, where everything's blurred.
I've not seen that episode.
It's like the 2nd episode or 3rd episode or something.
Way to ruin it for me.
Yeah, I totally ruined it. Everything's blurred.
Everything's blurry. So have you guys been watching the Olympics at all?
Actually, this year I have.
Only if I'm at a bar.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time at the bars in the past couple of weeks.
And yeah, I guess because it's on in the background all the time, it's just like I'm paying attention to it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually intrigued.
What events have entertained you?
The skeleton's amazing.
What's the skeleton?
It's the luge, but only face first. You know, laying down.
Oh, I
You go down the
I
luge.
thought they'd be like doing something like fighting with skeletons or something.
No, it's
'Cause
the
that'd be
fact that
amazing.
if you run into a wall, your whole entire skin will just fall off, basically, right?
What?
Whoa! Like just
You get
slough
going
right
about
off?
80 miles an hour face first down the luge. Yeah.
This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
The Winter Olympics are so cool.
And then the luge is laying on your back, feet
Yeah.
first down it. And then, yeah, bobsled's pretty cool. Curling is fucking amazing.
Curling is a blast. I
Yeah.
watched a lot of curling yesterday.
Everybody's just intrigued when curling's on at the bar. Everybody's just staring at it. You guys were cheering for it yesterday, weren't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
We got really into it.
The long jump's pretty cool. Biathlon was fucking cool.
Wait, long jump is during the Winter Olympics?
Well, long jump, where ski jump, where you.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
ski jumping.
Not on
sorry.
your feet,
No,
yeah.
not on your feet. But the biathlon, where it's cross country skiing, going
And then
into
shooting.
shooting, prone and standing up. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first year I've actually paid attention.
Yeah.
I can't stand NBC's coverage of it.
Oh no, they suck.
Yeah, and we only get America's viewpoint on everything, unless it's a sport that America's terrible at. So then they start showing some of it. But otherwise, it's like, okay, let's
Yeah,
show
well,
this
like,
person, and then we're gonna skip 20 people and show you that one happening,
like,
and
yeah.
we lose anyway.
Well, they show like this is like you see like an amazing like gold medal win by another country.
Yeah.
And then like after that like they're like you see them talking about like no medal for America, like what happened there, like what happened there. It's like, come on.
Well, to be fair, this is America.
Yeah, no, but it's the Olympics.
It's not like America cares a lot about the Olympics in the first place.
That's true. Well, obviously they care more. At least we care more. Well, we shouldn't say that we care.
And now that
We
Matt,
notice it.
now that Matt Lauer got in trouble with all his scandals and stuff, that new guy that's on there, the bigger
Yeah.
black guy, he's annoying. I don't like him.
Well, I always find most of the news people kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where they just, I don't know, they try too hard. It always seems like they're just trying just a little too hard, you know?
Yeah, it's like when I was watching the opening ceremonies, like I can't stand them just pulling ideas out of their ass about what that means on stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I just want to listen to it and watch it. I don't need your fucking commentary about you don't even know what the fuck's going on either. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Let's just watch it.
don't understand. Do you understand? I don't get it. Are you sure? It's a whole situation, right? Like, it's a whole thing? I just need to know.
I don't know where America's standing is right now, though.
Well, I'm sure we're at the top.
Because we always are.
Because,
America.
America's the best.
Oh, my God.
I know
that-
we're beating Canada.
Did you
those
get to
damn
watch South
Canadians.
Korea at all yesterday in the curling? The girls?
Yes, I think they were on.
Oh, the skipper or whatever, the one that lets off.
Yeah.
She's my future girlfriend for sure.
Oh, yeah?
She's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got, you starting to send your letters.
I know. I gotta
make
find
your-
out her name.
Make your little shrine to the female South Korean.
Wherever I
police.
sit, I'll just have it back
Right.
behind me on each one of our episodes.
You already
Have you seen this woman?
you already booked your flight to South Korea.
Right, just track her down. But otherwise, yeah.
I know where she is right now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And I think she's still going for gold. I don't know.
So yeah, man, just hop on a flight to Pyeongchang and
Have a big sign made up in the crowd.
yeah, it's gonna be great. Just be like, marry me, but it has to say it in Korean because she's Korean. There's
It'll-
gonna be a bit of a language
It'll either be a
barrier.
romantic comedy or a horror stalking movie.
I think that one.
Probably that one.
Probably the horror stalking movie
Wait.
thing.
The Koreans curling team is nicknamed the Garlic Girls.
But they smell great.
What a terrible. Oh, they're all actual sisters.
Well,
Oh,
that
never-
just got hotter. Wait, is it really their actual sisters? That doesn't seem right.
Two are sisters.
Well, it's
on the team.
curling.
okay.
It's curling, so it's.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I mean,
Carlos, your excuse was it's curling.
you
Like
think
that
about
was your
it.
explanation.
I'm not saying it's the
Well, it's
easiest
curling. It's
Olympic
curling.
sport, but I am saying like they just push something down and they
But
use
it's,
brooms.
Well, it's curling. It's curling.
Yeah, there's skill, but like as long as it's a group of people that practice, like
Sweden took the gold against the girls.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, but I wanted my girlfriend to win.
Matt, we might need to have just a little bit of an intervention.
No.
here. Like that doesn't seem like something that you can just say.
I guess you're right.
Like I
You're
mean,
right.
I feel like she gets to have
I
a
guess
say
she
in
gets
this.
she gets a say in this. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
she's not North Korean. But yeah, no, curling, man, it was so much fun to watch yesterday. And it's the only Olympic sport where the athletes are old or older.
Yeah.
Like the men's US team was like all in their 30s.
I still don't know why that's not a unisex game, co-ed game.
It should be.
I saw one team doing it like it was a fat old dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Scottish guy or something?
might have been.
Yeah, I can't remember. He had.
Well, apparently one of the Americans was from Superior.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Is what I learned yesterday. At least that's what people at the bar told me. So take that with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna take it as gospel.
Gospel.
Yeah. I don't have any other ways to get any gospel news. So. But yeah, no, like there should be a curling place around here that's
There
not in the
is.
cities.
Oh, in the cities, yes.
Yeah, because I don't want to have like.
We can be on leagues in the cities, but you're already halfway to the cities, so you could do it.
Yeah, but then like I go and I have beers while curling.
So then
I
you
have to drive
There's
home.
probably a hotel nearby. You'll just have your nightly, weekly
this
hotel
is
room.
getting very expensive.
No, just go cheap.
This is getting very.
You'll make
expensive.
friends with the team and have a house to stay at.
Casey, make your own curling arena.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Rip out the studio, put a curling thing down
All right,
here.
guys, we are no longer doing podcasts. We are now curling in the basement.
We're gonna have to tunnel to
Year
make our
round.
basement bigger.
We are never turning on the heater again.
Yeah, right.
We're just gonna flood the basement and make a curling rink. I mean, it's gonna you're gonna have to loop around. I think because it's not long enough. Or
Unless we make it like
we could do it in the backyard.
we make it like the XL Center where we buy things to put over the ice.
You put angled
So we can
bumpers on the
still do
back
our
wall
show.
so like it bounces a couple times and then comes back to you. And have so on the you come down the right side
Casey's actually thinking, how can we do this?
and then it'll come back on the left side towards the scoring area.
I don't. But then we're gonna practice our curling wrong, and when it comes time to compete, we're gonna not be able to bounce things off of things.
Well, we're also not gonna be able to do it very well because we'll all be drunk, so we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, I'm not worried about that, Carlos, because I can play shuffleboard. It means I can curl.
Yeah,
Sure,
Yeah.
sure you can.
I do love shuffleboard.
Yeah, right. A shuffleboard would be a lot easier to get down here,
Yeah, that's very true.
or darts.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that last night. You said we have to get dartboard down here.
Yep. And then I thought about it again, and I figured we'd hurt ourselves.
Put it where Aku Aku is.
Yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt yourself so much as end up having to have so many spare dart end pieces
Yep.
replaced,
Well, that's why we're gonna use actual metal ones.
Yeah, and that's how we're gonna hurt ourselves.
and then you bend them.
Yeah, but the plastic ones, you have to have a boatload of those.
Yeah.
The metal ones, not as much.
But then they'll put holes in our walls.
Yeah, I know.
This is a bad idea.
It's your idea.
I know. Not saying all I have is good ideas, especially at whatever time it was last night or yesterday
I
afternoon.
think it was only like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, it was before 8:30 when I saw you. Because remember, 8:30 was the bows drawing. So
Oh, yeah.
you want darts by 8 o'clock or so.
Yep. No, it was a good idea at that time. And then daylight happens. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's not a good idea. It's like walking home in a blizzard. Seems like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, for some reason those are the good nights to go out, you know? Blizzard nights.
Yeah, hey, it was. It was a lot of fun. All right. I got one more story here. Kind of a long one, but we're going to go through it.
Oh, I thought we were already in our general discussion.
Well, we were, and then I remembered this story that I
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
talk about. All right. So outrage is spreading across Vancouver Island and online after a pig that was adopted from the BC SPCA was killed and eaten by the people who adopted it. Molly, a 3-year-old Vietnamese potbelly pig, came to SPCA's Cowichan and District Branch as part of a cruelty investigation. She was taken care of and nursed back to health by the staff and was finally adopted by a couple in Duncan on January 19th. It was discovered that on February 16th, Molly had been eaten.
Now, technically, though, it's a pig, though, and it's okay to eat pig. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
wouldn't that mean that they're fine?
And they sold it to a couple. They can do
Yeah.
what they want with it, I guess.
Brandy McKee, who lives on Vancouver Island and also owns a pet pig, discovered what happened to Molly through friends and word spreading online. She says the owners realized they did not know how to properly take care of Molly, and that's when they made the decision to slaughter her for food. She says she's outraged that Molly's owners aren't facing any charges. Had this been a cat or a dog, there probably would have been charges. I don't know, maybe.
Very minor charges.
Yeah. However, BC SPCA says that's not necessarily the case. Because animals are considered property under law, once an adoption agreement is made, the person is the full legal owner of that animal, whether it's a dog, cat, pig, or whatever. So the minute the adoption is signed, we lose all legal rights to that animal.
Now, if they had in the adoption agreement, we agree not to eat the animal, then things would be a little bit more different, and it wouldn't be against the law, but they could still get sued for breaking contract.
The reality is, it's not legal to kill. So they did send constables to the property to investigate the matter and ascertain the animal was killed humanely. Unless the animal is left to suffer, there's absolutely no laws whatsoever that would allow us to do anything. So it's not that we wouldn't do anything necessarily, it's just that we can't. McKee says Molly's owners Snapchatted photos and videos of seasoning the meat and preparing to eat it. Why wasn't it returned? Why didn't they rehome it? Why wasn't there charges being pressed? Says McKee. That's the sickening part of it all. They're getting away with it.
I love how
It's a
It's a
pig.
fucking pig.
I love how when we put a name and the backstory of bringing this back from abusive something or whatever, just because of that stuff, it makes this pig different than other pigs that are at every other farm.
It's literally a pig, guys. Calm, cool your jets. The reason they didn't bring it back is because they like bacon.
And pork, just pork in general.
Yeah, no, I'm just not a fan of pigs as pets. So I just can't care about this story.
We all know Babe eventually turned into meat.
It's not like they tortured the pig. They just
Yeah.
probably killed it so they could have the meat.
Apparently, staff at the branch are heartbroken by what happened to Molly. We would never adopt out an animal to be used for food. So there's quite a thorough adoption, matching, and discussion and counseling, and that kind of thing. So this was the whole focus of the adoption counseling. They said yes, this was going to be a pet, going to live on a farm. This is what we are doing. They actually put that in writing. No, I will never use this animal for food. But it's not a legally binding contract.
So they did put that in the contract?
It's not a contract.
Oh, it's just nothing then. It's just an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
That's not binding at all.
Exactly. I know it's not the SPCA's fault as to what happened. You can't control anybody, she says. But what is the process? That's what we need to look at. McKee adds, potbelly pig meat is not meant to be eaten. Their meat is not designed for that. Their diet would be different, she says, adding that if Molly had her shots, then eating the meat would not be a good idea. When they're on a farm, they're vaccinated in order to live on the farm and be produced. A pet, we all vaccinate differently. No, that's not going to taint the meat. The fact that
Actually,
it's not sick.
It might be better because it's not mass-produced pig.
Yeah, this is loved homegrown pig meat.
Well, it was abused at first and then brought back.
Yeah, but then it was loved again.
Yeah.
And then it
that
was eaten.
Its
Yeah.
meat was untainted.
And then it was really loved. I bet it made a great pork
Turd.
roast
Or a
something.
BLT.
Like,
You get a bunch of
man.
BLTs.
You can name
Molly
that.
made a turd.
Oh, some Molly lettuce and tomato. Good.
Hey, you guys got some of that Molly over there? I'm not talking about the drugs.
All right. So the man who adopted Molly has been marked in their database as never being allowed to adopt any animal from them for the rest of his life. This gentleman was certainly very devastated by what he did, but he didn't do anything illegal. We have a very thorough adoption process. We received assurances verbally and in writing that this was going to be a pet. It would not be specifically, this would not be used for food. We got assurances, but not legally binding. We have no say unless there's a case with animal cruelty laws being violated. I've been here 17 years, and this is the first time I've heard of anyone killing a pig that they adopted as a pet, which is real dumb because it's a pig.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe people, maybe pigs make good pets. I don't know.
I heard that they do. Those little ones that don't get very big.
Oh,
Except there's actually a lot of times where people will get them, but they're being ripped off, and they're actually regular pigs.
Why
So-
does it keep getting
so
bigger?
yeah, so,
then you end up with a 300-pound pig.
can't remember who it was, like some famous musician or whatever, like that does like pop or whatever, that like people make fun of. Like she had gotten one of those, and then it ended up being like one of the fake ones, but she still kept care of it. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I wouldn't want a hoofed animal as a pet.
yeah,
Dogs are great. Just get a dog. That can do the same things a pig can.
or get a cat so that way your life isn't defined by having to make sure your dog's taken
Yeah,
care
but
of
then you have
constantly.
a cat, and that just makes you a terrible human being. Because cats are the worst.
I see that we're already going to be kicked off Twitch now. Thanks, Casey. Thanks a lot. You ruined us all.
What? Just because I don't like cats? I'm allowed to have opinions.
Shit.
We all know that my opinion is right, and cats are terrible. I'm gonna die on that hill.
Well, you'll probably die on it.
All right, Carlos. If you could have any exotic pet, what would it be?
A snake.
Why?
Because it's the one pet that you would hate more than a cat.
You're
call.
an asshole.
Oh,
I would be moving out.
Something
immediately.
maybe mildly poisonous.
mildly.
Yeah, no. So there would be like weird instances of you being gone in the winter and then me just opening all the windows in your room and trying to kill the damn snake.
Casey, Mr. Slither got out again.
Yep, I'm moving. I'm out. You're on your own for the rent. Really, you would name your snake Mr. Slither?
I don't know. I was trying to come up with something on the fly, and that's all I
I
got.
can see Carlos naming it Mr. Slither.
But do you even like? You don't even like snakes.
I don't hate them. I wasn't the one who, when we were on our way, when we were doing frisbee golf, like who saw a snake and just jumped back. I was the one who like basically barely reacted.
Literally, no one saw that snake but me. Right away.
There were a bunch of them,
Yeah, that was a snake-filled place. Never going back there again.
but they weren't poisonous.
We don't know.
But they
that.
did have those hoods.
The one was a cobra.
It wasn't a cobra.
Pete told me it was a cobra, man. I don't.
Dude, is that a cobra, man? That's a cobra.
But we found out that it wasn't poisonous.
Yeah, it's
And
like the hog
but
nose.
they had like the hog nose, but it had like that cool hood going on. So that'd be a pretty cool pet. Maybe I'd get one of those.
I don't know, man. No, that'd be a terrible, terrible snake.
I think I hate mice more than I hate snakes, so I wouldn't be able to feed a snake.
Yeah, how would you feed it, Carlos?
I don't know. Probably the frozen mice.
That's gross. That would be mice in my freezer. Don't like that either.
Yeah, but I don't think you have to feed them very often.
You have to feed them. Actually, no, Carlos. You do not have to feed them. Never feed your snake.
Never feed the snake.
Matt, what would you have as an exotic pet?
If I had a reptile, it'd be a chameleon. Otherwise, I really want one of those things with the big eyes. And
The chinchilla things?
They're chinchilla. Well,
No.
it's like it's a marsupial of some sort.
Chinchilla of some type.
It's got a tail and it's got those pointy ears and it's like it's nocturnal.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
I'm looking it up now.
Look up big-eyed
It's
marsupial.
This one, right? That's
Something
a
like
bat.
that. Yeah, that's not a bat.
That's not bad. That's a creepy looking thing.
You know,
It's only because I saw some videos on Facebook of it and I was like, oh, that thing's fucking cute.
The tarsier?
Sure, I don't know.
Yeah, it has creepy long fingers.
Ooh, let's see. Yeah, that's it.
Those are some creepy looking like alien fingers.
Otherwise, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Or I just want a sloth. Sloths.
it'd be cool to have a horned owl, because owls are cool. But I don't like birds like in cages. Like
Yeah.
it's not a great pet. I
No.
think that it'd be better to have them out there flying instead of like in a cage.
Yeah, if it was like a hawk or something that you could have just like.
yeah, that'd be amazing. Where do they keep like pet hawks in, or like whatever?
I think it'd be a gigantic cage, like on a roof of a city somewhere.
So then you
but-
can have like a falconer's glove and just send it out
Yeah.
there. Go, get the neighbor's teacup pig, and then you.
Well, Carlos, now you're just in bad pet owner territory again. You
I'm
can't,
sorry,
you can't
that's
have a hawk and then start having it eat other people's pets in the neighborhood. We had a dog that did that, and they weren't happy.
No, I bet they weren't.
You're like, yeah, no, you can't do that. But falcons would be like, a hawk would be a cool pet. Would you name it Hudson?
I would have if it was a hawk. I would have to.
Oh God.
If it was a falcon, I'd have to maybe name something like Millennium
Millennium Falcon.
or Falco.
But he can't punch.
Or Amadeus.
Yeah,
'Cause the band is Falco.
yeah, that would work too. Amadeus is not a bad name for a falcon.
It's a name for sure. Let's see. what hell would be another good name for? Okay, I don't know.
I think we covered them.
Steve. Steve is a good falcon name.
Oh, you Casey, what exotic pet would you get?
You know, there's a few that I think would be
What's that animal that like is like known for fighting snakes?
a mongoose.
You could get a mongoose.
I've looked into that actually.
You've looked into getting a mongoose?
Yeah. They apparently make really good pets. But you would need a Indian mongoose to fight cobras because they have the resistance to the venom.
Yeah.
And so, but you can't get those imported legally to the U.S. You have to you can get other kinds of mongoose and that's the other thing, isn't it? Mongooses,
Mongai.
mongai? No, it's not mongai. That's stupid. But yeah. Anyway,
Or maybe it's just mongoose, and that can it's also treated as plural.
You got a couple of mongoose over there.
Oh.
Yeah, that could work. Anyway, but yeah, no, they apparently make really good pets. They're kind of like ferrets though, where they like to weasel around in things and they're all weaselly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would keep it with me all the time. Like I would give it a badass name like Gary, and
The most badass of names right there.
and he would be amazing. Gary would have his own spot at the show. We'd give him a microphone. I bet he has a lot of really interesting things to
I might have to get a
shit
bigger
around
snake
about.
then.
My mongoose will eat your snake.
And not if I get a much larger snake.
But yeah, no. So I have looked into getting a mongoose, but I don't know. Like, if I could have any crazy pet, man, I don't know. Like, an elephant would be really cool.
It
Yeah,
would
that
not
would.
be.
That
It would
would.
not be cool.
Well, you get
Well,
one
it'd be
of the-
kind of warm,
Get one of the Thai elephants. They aren't as big.
but then I can't ride it to work.
Well, you can still ride them. They're
Oh,
that
okay.
big, but they aren't as big as like your
African elephants. Yeah, no, a Thai elephant would be nice.
Is gestation periods like when
That-
animals mate?
That's how long it takes for a baby to.
Oh, okay. The mongoose are 42 to 105 days, and they have 1 to 4 babies at a time.
Yeah, they breed. There's a mongoose. Mongooses.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna search.
Nobody knows.
That's the first Google.
But yeah,
search.
no,
Mongooses, or rarely mongoose.
see,
Oh,
you
yeah.
you never know.
Mongoose. Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's.
But yeah, Carlos, why wouldn't you want an elephant?
Because they're giant. You basically have a mud for a yard, and they poop a lot.
Okay, so you never have to mow.
Then you can sell the elephant dung.
You need a really big yard.
You can sell the elephant dung.
What?
Yeah, for fertilizer, like Matt said, that's a good idea. And why do you need a bigger yard? You can just have your elephant,
But on the bright side, it would live for a very long time.
and you could walk it every day, and it could be your best friend.
I don't think it would put up with the winters very well.
Well, then you just bring it inside. Yeah.
Just bring it inside.
Bring it inside. Bring it inside.
We got room in the living room for that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the elephant can't go down the stairs though. That'll be a problem.
No, you're not
No.
going to train it to go downstairs.
Well, no, I just wouldn't fit.
No, it wouldn't
Should
fit
not.
either.
But the elephant could live in the living room for the winter. I think that'd be fine. Carlos, there's 0 problems here. Having an elephant would be great. Wow, what would I name my elephant? That's what would you name an elephant, Carlos?
Heffalump.
That's not creative.
Well, and then you could name your weasel Woozle.
Heffalumps and woozles, man.
Yeah.
That was a trippy little music video thing in Winnie the Pooh. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
And it was supposed to be scary too. So
And it was. It was scary. I'm terrified of heffalumps and woozles.
Wait, there's an elephant shit delivery service. You can send somebody elephant shit for $15.
What? You mean I can sell each of my elephant's turds for $15?
Yeah.
and send it to people who you don't like.
Ruin someone's day by anonymously sending them a box of crap with this devious
Carlos,
elephant shit delivery service.
This elephant idea is a money-making scheme.
I don't think you're making
We
it
need-
anywhere near enough
we
money.
need.
I think that's just to offset some of the costs.
No, man. Each elephant turd is worth 15 smackaroos.
if you can get people to buy them.
That's who wouldn't buy an elephant turd?
Or else you could spray them with like clear coat or something and make pieces of art out of them, I guess.
I'm not spraying my elephant with clear coat.
I think he was talking about the turds.
Yes. You can polish turds. You could make eggs out of them, you know, like if you.
I'm not playing with
That's
elephant
that's
poop.
pretty gross, man.
What are you doing? All right, Matt, for $15 a turd, you could actually know you're a friend. For $10 a turd, you can do whatever you want with them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's discount. That's some discount elephant dung right there. I got your back. It's going to be fine. All right. Do we have anything else to talk about, or should we wrap up?
I think we should wrap up.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in this week and joining us for our lovely discussion. If you'd like to support us, head over to patreon.com/blindnewstudios and become a patron today. Or if you can do any Amazon shopping, head over to blindnewstudios.com, click on the Amazon link above our homepage. Then do your Amazon shopping as normal. We get a bit of a kickback for Amazon. If you have any questions, comments, show ideas, or what have you, go ahead and follow us or shoot us an email at feedback@blindnewstudios.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/blindnewstudios. You can follow us on Twitter at blind_ninja. And you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/blindninjastudios. And I'll see you guys next week.
Casey, you can actually get $2.3 million for your shit.
What?